In this video, I am going to turn this empty bucket into a commercial ready popcorn product using Photoshop. You will also learn some great product manipulation techniques and how to create this cool reflection effect. First of all, you need to download suitable stock images. In this case, we need a good looking popcorn bucket and corn images. I use Adobe Stock, but if you don't have a subscription, you can use FreePic. Just search on Google Images. Let's start with the bucket. I use the pen tool to cut out the background. After completing that, I create a mask and I want to keep the original shadows of the bucket. If you have a white or plain colored background with shadows, it's better to use it instead of painting shadows manually. To do that, I mask the original layer, make a copy, delete the mask and add a new negative mask. After that, you can convert the original layer into a smart object and set the shadow layer to multiply. Since we want these two layers to stay together, select both layers and click link layers. Now, if I move one layer, the other will move along with it. I use Adobe Color to create a good looking color palette for our design. To do this, go to Extract Theme. You will need a reference image to generate a color palette. In this case, I have an inspiration image. I take these colors for now, but I might change them later depending on how they look. I take a screenshot of the palette for reference. Now let's work with the corn images. Same goes for the popcorn. I found this popcorn image and cut out the popcorn from it. I won't explain every step in detail since this isn't a beginner tutorial, but you can watch and follow along. Now everything looks perfectly arranged, and here comes the hardest part: shadows, lighting adjustments and color balancing. First, I paint the bucket shadow. This is easy because we already have the original shadow. We just need to reveal it using a white brush on the mask. I did the same thing for the corns. Next, I feel like I need more shadows. To fix this, I create a color fill layer, pick a darker shade and paint custom shadows. Make sure to paint carefully to make them look realistic. Now let's tweak the background. Friends, I want to tell you something. When making a product advertisement like this, there are no strict rules. You don't have to complete one thing before moving to another. You can switch between tasks based on what feels right. For example, I paint shadows, then move to background painting, then go back to shadows again. It's all depend on the design. Now I balance the colors on the corn shadows. Just use color balance, clip that layer to the corn shadow and adjust the tones until they match the background. At this point, I think the bucket needs more shadows, so I add a curves adjustment layer and darken certain areas. I might also use color balance to match the tones because the background is green, so the object should have a slight green tint too. Sometimes when adjusting colors with color balance, it doesn't give the exact result I want. In that case, I use the hue saturation layer for fine tuning. Now let's match the colors. If you look closely, the front and back corn pieces don't blend well because they have slightly different colors. To fix this, I use a support layer. You can create a new empty layer, press Shift Delete, Select 50% gray and hit OK. Now you will see a gray layer. You can create this layer in any method you prefer. Then select the blend in mode to luminosity. This helps you clearly see which colors need adjustment. After that, I use hue saturation to match the colors and make some additional adjustments for a perfectly balanced visual.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
And I also use a black and white adjustment layer to fine tune the curves and lighting corrections. This helps highlight which areas need brightness and curves adjustments. Now let's add the brand logo. At this point, I feel like the color palette isn't working well. So I grab a new reference image and extract a fresh color scheme. When you change the main colors of a design like this, it's important to adjust all shadows and object tints to match the background. That means I have to tweak all the shadows and lighting again.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say.
I also add a new shadow for better depth.
6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
Next, reflections, which are an important part of this design. To create this effect, I start with the bucket. First, make a copy of the bucket layer, flip it vertically, make sure unlink it from the original layer, then apply Gaussian blur, reduce the opacity and add a negative mask. Now you can freely paint the reflection effect where needed. See, it's easy.
I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts. I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out.
I did the same thing for the cones, but this time I had to warp and match the reflections for a more realistic look. The key is to work carefully to get the best result. Now that the reflections are correct, we need to do some final corrections. If you look closely, you might notice thin white edges around the objects. we should clean them up because small details like this greatly impact the overall design. So I carefully remove them. When working on designs like this, I love to adding a light blur effect to highlight certain areas. To do this, I create a merged copy of the entire design, set the blend in mode to screen, apply Gaussian blur. Add a negative mask and paint the effect only on the areas you want to highlight. Finally, I create a copy of the whole design and convert it to a smart object. Then I use the camera raw filter and adjust the settings to get a look that feels right to my eye. For a final touch, I add an unsharp mask filter to enhance the details, but don't overdo it. Just add a little sharpness to keep the design looking clean and eye-catching. And there you have it, the final result. Thank you guys for watching. See you next week.
Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout, it be raining now.